Okay, good morning, day 77. We got to the trailhead and crossed this road. Yeah, now it's quiet. Okay, that was dodgy. It's 4 lanes and they come barreling around 2 blind corners. I swear the Appalachian Trail is just getting crazier and crazier for those road crossings. Anyway, back on the woods. In the woods. Oh, and our first big blowdown. Although I got a feeling that blowdown's been there for a while. Anyway, the plan today is to go 20 miles. Oh goodness. This is a big tree to climb over. Just, I don't know if you could. Anyway, to go 20 miles. It's not supposed to rain today. Oh goodness, that is a big drop down. Yeah, to go 20 miles. And not supposed to rain, but it is overcast right now. And those clouds are looking a little dark. So it might rain. Oh. Huh. Yeah, like this log is that high. So that is not an easy thing to jump over. But it should be a good day today. I don't think we have any detours. But you know, they always surprise you out of the blue. Well, it's a good morning to start with because I had coffee. I know y'all like your Dunkin' Donuts out here, but I do miss a Timmy's. I think they have more caffeine. They taste like they have more caffeine. But it's nice to be caffeinated. Have a full belly, get on the trail. It's supposed to be a stinker today. 30 degrees Celsius and hot and humid, that type of day. So I've definitely got a bigger water carry today. I mean, the water sources aren't terrible, but they're not great around here, I've noticed. A lot of the shelters don't have water sources, or the water sources that they would normally have, being that we're late August, have dried up. So they're not really a water source. So like I said, I'm carrying a little extra water today, which, I mean, for every liter of water is 2 pounds. So, you know, it can add weight pretty significantly, pretty quickly. And whew, well, I gotta say, I'm gonna be putting on bug spray. And we got a nice climb ahead of us. So I'm gonna start huffing and puffing, put on some bug spray and get up that hill and get this day started. Running on this morning. Quite a bit rocky. And we're going up a hill. Don't know how high. I've kind of stopped looking at the elevation. I know I've got some good hills in the beginning today, but compared to what I've done, you just get up them. Oh, the trail actually goes that way. Either way, I'm going to be huffing and puffing. Okay, so we climbed the first little half of this mountain I'm climbing. I just wanted to show you here. That there is what we came down yesterday. And we went all the way down to the bottom. That's the highway down there. Now we've climbed all the way back up and we still have a lot more to go. All right. There. So I was just walking along and something out of the blue just bit me in the leg and I screamed because frickin' hell that hurt. I don't know what bit me. I don't know if you could see it there. It drew blood. It's already swelling. I don't see a stinger. The first thing I did was just take 2 Benadryl because I do react a little more sensitively to bugs. It's down at the bottom of my leg, so I'm not too worried about like anything like anaphylactic wise. But that really, really hurt. So I'm just gonna rest a minute and put my leg up and I literally don't know. I jumped and I couldn't see what bit me because it ran away. Obviously it was a flying creature, so it must have been some kind of a wasp or something. I mean, they didn't swarm me, so I didn't hit a nest or anything. It just really stings. Okay, I'm gonna take care of this. Okay, so now that I've calmed down a bit after that bug bite, took a look at it, washed it off, and whatever it was bit me hard. That hurt. Drew blood. It's swelling up around the spot pretty quickly, as I would expect most bug bites to. I took some Benadryl just to counteract any sort of histamine effect that I'm going to get from that bug bite. It's starting to dissipate the pain, but wow, that was just immediate and unexpected on the back of the calf, and just surprised me. Like I said, I screamed. I had just passed Moses not very long ago, so I'm sure he heard that. He didn't turn back because I guess, it wasn't a scream of death. It was just quite a startling pain response. But anyway, that in note, we'll see how today goes. Jeff's just already on trail, so we'll meet up well before halfway, because I imagine now I'm going to be a bit slower. Just with Benadryl on board, and well, it hurts. It's I can still feel it, so we'll see if I get any slower. Maybe just the activity will move the blood flow and maybe not make it so bad. But I'm not allergic to anything out here, but I do react sensitively, so I always, like I said, carry extra Benadryl, and I've been told by my physician how much I can take if I had like a bee bite or something. But because it's so far away from my heart, and like I said, I'm not concerned about anaphylactic reactions or anything like that. And I know what to look for. So the joys of, being a nurse. And on that note, I'm going to get going again and try to calm my adrenaline and relax back into hiking. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm not going anywhere near that, but this is just off the trail. Nice big wasp's nests around here. Although it's a really cute little inlet to that pond I took a picture of earlier. But I have noticed on the trail hunks of the outside of wasps' nests. So maybe I did get stung by a wasp or something. I don't know. Because there seems to be a lot out here, and I know it is wasp season, being late August. But that still stings on my leg. But I'm going to keep walking anyway and avoid that and walk very nimbly around it. Okay, so New York definitely has some very steep sections. I just came down that. I'm standing here, and now I got to go down through that. So they're not long like they were in Maine, but they're definitely just as steep and as awkward to go down. But so I thought I'd just share that with you. All right, let's get off of it. Okay, so I'm about 5.5 miles in. I just wanted to show you what Trail Magic water looks like. So this group they even got a little sign book, but they've filled a bunch of water for everyone because the water around here is a little scarce to get, as well as not a really great source, because the water runs along a lot of highways. It doesn't come from very high up on these hills. It might run through some agricultural areas, and so you really kind of just don't want to have to filter it if you don't have to. So trail angels are nice enough to drop off boxes like that with full jugs, and then you just fill up your water so you don't have to filter anything. And it's really lovely to see, and that they keep that practice going, especially during this time when a lot of the water sources, even if they were okay and clean, are drying up because it's the end of summer, and that's just what happens to little water sources. Despite all the rain we've had, they do still dry up. Okay, so we just got off the trail onto the road, and we were reminded by a random driver that we must stop for ice cream 0.1 mile down the road. So, that is precisely where we're going. The Belleville Farms Creamery. We can get past this road. So we've just climbed up a bunch of hills, and we're kind of doing a little ridge run. I think this is Greenwood Lake or something. I don't know. Looks like it'd be a good day to be on that lake. There's lots of houses down there with boats. Okay, we're gonna continue our sweaty hike that way. This is a view on what Far Out just simply calls a rocky output. And we're about 1,300 feet, and we just keep running this ridge line as we have been doing. We saw a bear down there, but it just shuffled off and ran away from us. So only kind of saw it as it bolted. And that's the direction we need to go. About 16.5 miles, so we've got about 3.5 more to go, and that's the end of our 20-mile day. And just because they can, we have this janky ladder to get us up. Well, technically down. I'm doing it from the bottom now because I just climbed myself down there. And now we've got more down. There's lots of big slabby rocks and ridge running, and it's lots of up and downs and this very annoying rock. But at least it's dry rock right now. I wouldn't want to do this in the rain, because then this rock becomes unpredictably slippery and puts a whole other wrench in the day. But so far so good. I said we've probably got about 3 miles left to go. This rock has a purplish hue to it. It's not the lighting, it's the rock. It actually looks like pink purple. Don't know what kind of rock it is, but it's kind of neat looking. is day 78. We have just gotten on the trail a little later. We slept in a little bit today, and that was the plan, because yesterday was a tiring day. Yesterday was very hot, very muggy. I got stung by something or other, so I was moving a little slow, and it was a long day. So we were originally going to stay at the Lost and Found hostel, but they were booked, so we didn't have any space there. We ended up staying at a cute little hotel in Greenwood, I think it is, just not too far off the trailhead. What was it called? I've already forgotten the name of it. Oh well, it was a cute little hotel, and it would have cost us pretty much, it was like only $10 more than the hostel private room would have been. So, and they did our laundry for us, and we had showers, and it was really nice because we were smelling pretty bad and just all sweaty and salty and yucky. So we did that last night, and we decided we were going to sleep in a little bit because we're only doing 17.8 miles today, not 20. And the terrain looks pretty decent. At least I think it is. But, you know, the way the app shows it and the way it actually shows are always two different things. But we have a nice sunny day again. It's going to be a little cooler. There's a bit of a breeze right now, which is nice. So hopefully the bugs can take off and leave me alone today. Probably not. I think I spent most of yesterday with the bug net on because the swarms of black flies they weren't biting, just you had like a little cloud in front of your face and you kept swallowing them, and that's not the kind of protein I'm looking for. But yeah, so hopefully today will be a really good day. So we should finish off tonight, and the plan is to go into Warwick, and there is a drive-in movie theater you get to stay at. You pay for, I think it's like $13 at the end of the day, but for a camping spot and an audio, and it's a double feature. So we're going to be watching Barbie. Yay! Get to watch Barbie on the drive-in. And I think the second is a double feature, Meg, the Big Shark movie, part 2. Because who doesn't like Barbies and sharks? They go together. But we were hoping when we first started, I think 2 months ago, we had talked about this spot because everybody knows about the drive-in theater. And we were hoping we'd get to see Barbie because that was the big movie coming out this summer. So, you know, a bunch of campers watching that. Should be entertaining. All right, but that's pretty much it for today. It's going to be a good day. I'm feeling better with my bug bite. Took a lot of Benadryl last night. Knocked myself out just great. Still a bit sore and itchy. I'll give you a show of that. So that's the bug bite. It's like I said, I'm always sensitive to it. So that's why I took so much Benadryl last night. I mean, that's not an infection or anything. That's just still the reaction, and it'll probably stay like that for a week before it goes away. But anyway, this is the trail I'm running on this morning. All right, so I'm gonna just take my first snack break here. I'm having a cinnamon bun I picked up at the coffee store that we stopped off at. It was just a local place. We saw them roasting their own beans last night, so it's like, oh yeah, we're stopping there for coffee in the morning. And we did, and they also had some baked goods, so I got the cinnamon bun for my snack this morning, since I've been trying to focus on taking more breaks, especially snack breaks, when we start doing longer miles, because I get too tired and pretty fatigued if I don't stop and eat every 2 to 3 hours. They don't have to be long breaks, just little breaks to have a little bite to eat and then have a proper lunch. So that's actually been really helping me do bigger miles better, and certainly stay more hydrated and well fed. So they're important, and I forget that sometimes. So Okay, that rocky area I just came down is known as the Stairway to Heaven. So it says the trail is very steep and rocky. Well, it was sort of. Anyway, it was a good hike down, and now I've reached the bottom of that section. I'm about 7.5 miles in, and I see my next blaze across that highway. Okay, one of the things about being in New Jersey, New York is you can deli blaze, which means they have these little food trucks or stands or whatnot close to the highway. Yesterday we had ice cream, but I'm going to see what today's is. Because we have... Oh, no, it's parking. But anyway, there's a little food truck up here with bathrooms, so I have to go to the bathroom, and it's not quite the same as in the other states where you have so much more trees and restrooms. Out here, there's so many day hikers, you don't want to accidentally get caught with your pants down. So let's see what we got. Sadly, it's closed, so I guess I won't be stopping here. I'm going to go back on to the trail. At least I didn't have to go far. Okay, just as I'm going through here, past all the delis, we're getting back in. Got a text from Meat Wagon. He got stung by some hornets around mile 5 coming in, so he had to go back for Benadryl and whatnot, because you don't mess with hornets. They do like to nest in the ground out here. And we had passed by a hiker yesterday who unfortunately chose to use a cat hole that he thought was a good idea because there was already a hole there. But if you don't dig your own cat hole, don't trust a pre-made hole. That's probably an animal's home or something. And I guess he was just feeling a little lazy, decided to use it, realized it was a hornet's nest, and got stung in the testicle. So let that be a lesson. Dig your own cat hole if you gotta poop in the woods. Don't use someone else's home, because they'll be mad. Anyway, so I'm gonna have to be careful when I pass by that area, because I've already got one big bug bite. I don't need more. I just thought I'd bring it up since we were talking about things that bite a little earlier. It wasn't in New Jersey or New York. It was actually in the end of Connecticut. Some of my trail family, aka my tramily, came across quite a large rattlesnake. And I was actually surprised. I mean, I know there's snakes out here, and I know there's 2 poisonous snakes that are known on the trail, the copperhead and the rattlesnake. But when I think of rattlesnakes, I think of hot, dry deserts, not Connecticut. But I will show the video after this of the rattlesnake that they videotaped, because it was big.
His rattle was quite impressive, though.
Yeah.
When he really got it going.
Holy moly. That's one huge rattlesnake.
Yeah.
And it's going up, thank goodness. Okay, I gotta say, I'm loving this flat boardwalk thing. It's really nice. And the wind is blowing. It's a boggy area. But with that wind, oh, so nice, and it actually smells really pretty in here with all these little flowers. Enjoying this thoroughly. Okay, I guess we're now on a bridge we have to climb up across that same little river. This area's entirely boardwalked, which is good because, I mean, let's face it, it's a swamp or a bog or whatever they want, or wetlands, I guess. But yeah, I wasn't expecting this. I mean, you can't really get off trail unless you want to go hopping through that. All right, okay, so I just finished that lovely boardwalk area and I came across this sign. I guess I'm going to Pochuck Mountain, which apparently I'm supposed to be very steep and rocky, especially towards the top. So I have noticed that around New Jersey that does seem to be the case. Has some of those little rocky sections like you had in Maine, just smaller. So that's really, but I mean, we're going up about 600 feet over a fair couple of miles, so hopefully it won't be too bad, but do expect some climbing, and that's okay. I think we're going to go another mile or two and probably just stop for lunch. Okay, that last picture I took was just the edge of it. I was trying to take a better picture, but as I passed it, I saw a few trying to move, so, or fly out. I didn't want to be part of that wrath, so I just kind of snapped a quick picture of probably only the one edge where you can't see anything. But oh yeah, that's a whole wasp nest in there. They actually had the whole sort of that comb thingy with the paper around it, all stuffed in the log there. So that's dangerous. Oh, isn't this nice? They actually mowed it for us. I love it when they do that. A lot of places won't do that, but it definitely makes it a lot easier to navigate through because you don't have to worry about so many ticks. And it's just easier to find the trail. Okay, so we're about 14 miles. So about 3 more left to go. Okay, this big area that is a beautiful walk around is the Wallkill National Refuge. And there's quite a few cranes and goodness knows what else critters in here, but this is what we walk on in between, so it's really, really nice. And it's quite a large area, so good on them for preserving some wetlands. I passed another nobo there, and it's interesting. I spoke with a gentleman from New Jersey today on the hike, and he had asked me if I had seen any nobos, and I'd mentioned I'd seen one or two, and he's like, "Oh, did you tell him they're not going to make it?" Which is one horrible thing to say, but I guess he's convinced that at this point, if they've only made it this far, they won't make it all the way up there. And, you know, I mean, I see his point that they're getting very, very close to, you know, I mean, mid-October, I think, is when Katahdin closes. So, you know, they are cutting the wire, but it's still, I would never say that to anyone because you just never know how fast you can walk if you really want to, or what your plans are. So everyone's different. I would never say that, but it was interesting that he said that. And I have seen, I think, just 3 nobos today. And it's still an enjoyable walk, even if you don't make it the whole way through. All right, well, I'm cracking on because I'm only 2 miles away. Not sure if you can see that crane out there, right there. Okay, so I'm doing a bit of a road walk here. Not a big fan of some of these road walks, especially when the roads they have no shoulders or anything, and there just seems to be some people who like to drive down these roads quite quickly. And even though they have signs saying, you know, there's people on the road or animals on the road, be slow, people, you know, they don't do that. So it just, I don't know, makes you want to leap out and to the ditch. Let me tell you, you don't want to leap into that ditch. You get stuck in there. Anyway, just my little rant.
Man, that trail's got issues.
Then he changed it all again. All of these women are Barbies, and Barbie is all of these women.